Learn all about Tina, someone who loves music and her app explodes using Azure SQL Database Hyperscale, Serverless, this week on Data Exposed. Hi, I'm Anna Hoffman, and welcome to this episode of Data Exposed. Today, I'm joined by Aditya, a program manager working on Hyperscale, and it's a super exciting area, so we're super excited to have you on the show. How's it going, Aditya?
Anna, I'm super excited to talk to you today. Uh, I don't know how this is going to go, but this is going to be awesome. We are going to talk some cool stuff.
Awesome. Cool. Okay, so I know you have a big story planned about your friend. Let's get right into
Okay,
it.
cool. Let's dive in. So, as Anna said, my name is Aditya. I'm the program manager for Hyperscale Database. Today, we are talking about my friend, and her name is Tina. And Tina has a lot of hobbies. What all hobbies she have? Guesses. She has music, and music. So she's a very big music
Okay.
buff. And today, she had right, Anna. There are so many concerts that are going on, and Tina also goes to a lot of concerts, and she didn't really find a very good app till date such that it is super engaging and it has all the things that she wanted. And she's like, okay, now I want to build a very good world class booking app. That's what she wanted to do. That's where she is there, Tina. And now we are going to talk about her journey in making that app using uh, our Azure fundamentals. So now, what does Tina know about? Tina is very smart woman. She knows about something and she doesn't know about something. Let's talk about what doesn't she know.
Okay.
She's not really sure about how many users I will have, what are the number of profiles I will be creating, because she's getting started just now, right? So she really doesn't have any idea about all these things. Also, she doesn't know about databases. Also, she is okay about TSQL skills. Now, but I told you, she's a very smart woman. She really knows about how much she can keep, what are the budget
Sure.
requirements, and she wants to be cloud first because that's being smart woman. And she also want to be AI first. She is the modern woman, and she knows AI is going all around, and she wants to be the AI first when she is building her app. Now, she when she is doing all that, she hears about Microsoft and what Azure is doing with it. She heard about the great hyperscale database, the multi-cached database, which can you can start small, you can grow large. She heard about it. She heard about Copilot, where you can do most of the, where it can act as a Copilot for you to write the T-SQL, to really do the database administration. You might have seen Joe Sachs' data expose session where he clearly explains how Copilot helps you. She saw all your data expose sessions, Anna, and she's like, this is what I would want to do. And she also heard about something I don't think anyone heard about. OpenAI. Clearly, everyone knows about OpenAI. World knows about it.
Yeah, no one's
No,
heard
no
about
one.
that.
So OpenAI, she heard about all this and like she's like, how about I want to build this app, combining all this, and now the moment she understood, she went into hyperscale. She went into Azure portal and started creating hyperscale database. And creating hyperscale database is couple of clicks. She goes there, she says, I want a hyperscale database. Look here, she picks up serverless database. She's smart, she knows why she is picking serverless database. And she says, I want small, this many minimum codes, this many maximum codes. And she also understood, with the recent announcement of price change, it's no more recent, in December we announced a price change where hyperscale database is super cheap, which is almost like the open source pricing. Isn't it exciting?
Oh, absolutely. And this announcement took away the license
Yes.
price associated, so it definitely made it way
Yes,
more
yes, yes.
affordable.
So she goes there and she kind of gets the database. Now she got the database, and I said she's okay with the SQL skills, right? So once what she all do is she downloads Azure Data Studio and asks the Azure Data Studio, hey Azure Data Studio, can you please create me a table? Give me syntax to create me a table. There you go. She puts it into the comments, hits a tab, you get the create table syntax. Now that she understood how to create a table, she also want to understand how to insert the data. What she do? She goes and asks the Azure Data Studio to give us the syntax for creating the table, inserting the data into the table. Now you got that too. Finally, can we do more with Azure Data Studio? Now creating, inserting, all good. Okay, what I want to do more. I want to delete the data, duplicate data, which I have, which we have inserted into this table. She's like, okay, let me give one more try with Azure Data Studio. She asks, can create a stored procedure for delete the data, and you know what? GitHub Copilot, as usual, is there with you to give you all the code to write the data to really delete the duplicate data. If you see, the one of the cool things is she really didn't mention I want this event ID, this is the column name I wanted, this is the data type I wanted. Nothing. She just asked for it because of the context of how because Azure Data Studio understands the context of it. It exactly gave the column names and table name exactly what Tina wanted. So that's one of the beautiful stuff that we have with OpenAI and this. Now that she created the table, okay, she got the table, she got the data, she also got the necessary stored procedures and everything. But
Sure. So now what does she want to do? I'm guessing from this she wants to bring
yeah, right.
OpenAI into the
If there is
mix.
no fun without AI right now, right? So, like, what this is all the basic app. So she wants to build that cutting edge app where she gives a concept name and she also gets all the recommendations around that concept name. That's where she wants to go. How can she do it? The way she can do it is integrating OpenAI and Microsoft, the hyperscale database together. This is going to be super hard. That's what she thought. But it's no more hard. She can just go into the same data studio, just query the same TSQL, ask the do the data API extension SP, invoke external rent endpoint, and that's it. She calls the OpenAI extension, gets the embeddings for the Taylor Swift concert that she wants to go. She uses that embedding, the embedding that Taylor Swift concert have, goes into her data and kind of search for that similar data that it has, and voila, she gets all the nearest date concerts that they want near the Taylor Swift concert, which now means all the results that you are seeing is also the recommendations. It works like a recommendation engine that Tina has built. From a no voice to the person where she is, she actually built this with very minimal knowledge, and most of it is being automated, most of it is being done by both GitHub Copilot and OpenAI with the power of hyperscale. Now,
Yeah, and these results are actually pretty good.
yeah, right. So once she sleeps in the night, she creates the app. She sleeps in the night, and she saw her app really took off. All in the everywhere in the Play Store, App Store, everyone downloaded her app, and that app became super successful. And Tina is super happy. But just not being happy is the important, right? Because Tina is a very smart woman, she actually selected serverless database way prior, which means because of the increase in the demand, she actually met her database is also scaling with that demand, which means it's good when there are no users, she is only paying for the very less usage. But whenever it took off, whenever the app really got successful, it the hyperscale database actually maximized and used more cores and gave all the bandwidth for the users to come in and use the app. So that's how the Tina actually used the hyperscale database to really pay for what she is using. The database storage she need not really worry about, because storage is automatically grown till 100 TB. She really need not worry about number of cores, because codes are also being automatically given to her workload whenever there is a large demand of her app. So that's the beauty of the power of having AI in the database, which is Azure SQL database, having serverless for your power to grow where when you want, and finally using hyperscale database, which can grow from anywhere from 10 GB to 100 TB with ultimate performance possible. So isn't that exciting?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really great to see all of this stuff landing and so smoothly for Tina. Seems like your friend not only was able to
Yep.
develop an app really quickly and easily, but it was also pretty successful, and Hyperscale met the
Yep.
demands as her app got more popular. So, Aditya, can you wrap this up for us? What are all the things that she used, and what can people know going forward?
Yeah, thanks, Anna. Thanks for asking that question. So, hyperscale serverless, that's what we kind of built, is actually built on top of Azure SQL, which which has all the power of AI, and which has all the power of all the 30 years of innovation. You can go for compute from anywhere from zero point 0.5 vcore to 128 vcore. You can grow from 10 GB to 100 TB. You can pay for what you use, and this is per second billing. By the way, all this is GA right now. We have got plenty of customers who got really, really excited for all this, and they used Hyperscale Serverless in our public preview. Now we are super excited to have this GA, Anna. Yeah,
Awesome. That's
and
really
just to
exciting.
close out, right? I just want to end this with a couple of two more points. If Tina is building this for a single app, she is really excited. She can go ahead and use for serverless. But if she have more apps, if she wants to build for multiple apps, what we recommend for her to use is Hyperscale Elastic Pool. And finally, to close out, all we want to say is Hyperscale Elastic Pools right now is, by the way, Hyperscale Elastic Pools right now is in public preview. And to close out, Hyperscale is for your growing business. You can start small as 10 GB. And if you're growing more, you can add your high availability stuff. And also, you can add named replicas and grow till 100 terabytes and scale your application the way you want it to. Finally, one last thing to say, that is recently did a price perf with Aurora, and Hyperscale generally outperforms Aurora by 68%. The takeaways are this, Anna, simple takeaways. That is, if you have a singleton database, use serverless. If you're not sure about your workload, use serverless. If you're sure and a busy workload, use a singleton serverless. If you have group of databases, use hyperscale elastic pools. And when in doubt, don't even think about much further. Just go use hyperscale database, and that's the solution for your database needs. That's it.
Awesome. Cool. Aditya, thanks so much for coming on Data Exposed. I learned a lot through Tina's story and your story. So thanks for coming on the show and explaining these things to us. For our viewers, if you like this episode, go ahead and leave us a
Thank you.
comment and let us know what you think of Tina's journey. Like this episode, and we'll put some links in the description for you to learn more. Thanks so much, and we hope to see you next time on Data Exposed.